My name is Lensey Casimir. I'm an undergraduate in the Civil and Environmental Department. I'm advised by Dr. Serena August at the University of South Florida. I'm originally from Dominica and I moved to United States to focus on civil engineering. This area of study is very important because a lot of people through I've noticed that a lot of people they are not aware about how important it is to manage your waste. And by doing this study, it basically makes you knowledgeable about how to go about managing your waste, and it educates you. It teaches you how to teach other people about solid waste management. Up until I actually got involved in this project, I was more focused in the structural aspect of engineering. But when I was introduced to Dr. Serena August, I began, paying a little more interest and then become a little more interested in environmental engineering. And funny, I was selected as an RU student, and I worked with a graduate student, Gregory Hines, and then his passion for solid waste management, his passion for high solids aerobic digestion, it basically made me more interested in the topic. I started to do a little more research, and then more research I did, the more interested I got in this area. So when I started at the University of South Florida in the fall of 2014, and then I met Dr. Serena August. I was fortunate enough to meet Dr. Serena August, and then she had an interview with me, and then she made me she told me about this project that she was working. She first told me about a student of hers that was working on a wastewater project, and that was very interesting project. I worked on that project for some time, and after that, I guess Dr. Serena was she maybe was pleased with the work that I did, so she asked me to continue if I was interested in continuing working with a laboratory. I was excited, and I asked her what are the projects that she had she was considering, and she told me about this high solids anaerobic digestion project. And from there, I continued working with her on this project up until now. Waste management is very important, and then it's sometimes it's interesting to see that a lot of people they don't they don't really to say pay too much attention in the way in which we manage our waste. The Hinkley Center, I think it creates that an environment that is basically conducive to teaching people and making them being aware, making them being very knowledgeable, educating people about how to go about managing your waste. The doing research, funding this research, it provides a platform for basically students and other people, to basically get more involved in contributing at this, a small part to the environment. That is a way of giving back to the environment. If you manage your waste in a proper way, if you're educated about it, that means you can pass on that knowledge to the people that are around you, and to other people. That's very interesting. That's a very good thing. Before I started working on this project, I did not know about, I knew about alternative sources of energy, but I never knew about food waste being used as an alternative source of energy. And, reading about literature, I realized that, there are microorganisms that decompose food waste to produce biogas. And this is a very, good way of producing an alternative source of energy, because by these microorganisms decomposing decomposing food waste, they produce biogas, and we also can use the food waste as fertilizer. And reading about this in literature, it made me very interested to find out as to the different things, how the different things that that can be done, with energy, but in a very safe and an environmentally friendly way. So Dr. Gus, she helps me to understand the material, helps me to understand, how important it is, this research is. There are a lot of times, like, I might read something and I might not have a good understanding as to what it really means. Speaking to Dr. Gus, opens up my mind, and then she makes me more knowledgeable as to what the project is more about. She being linked with the Hinkley Center, the Hinkley Center basically, like, it creates a platform for her. They give her the by funding this project, by funding this research. The Hinkley Center helps Dr. Gus to continue educating me as a student, continue giving me that platform where I can basically expand my knowledge. And the university provides the facility, so the university helps us to basically, like, give us the environment to work, to basically, like, help increase the research. The Hinkley Center is I can't elaborate enough about how important the Hinkley Center is, because we use when I think of it, like, 90% of our fuel that we of the energy that we consume, we use, like, petroleum. And we need to realize, as a people, that eventually petroleum will basically, like, run out. So we need to find, like, alternative sources of energy. But researching in this department, it's it comes at a cost. And by the Hinkley Center funding this project, it basically, like, gives us the tools that we need in order to go about, providing more information, more research that we do, the more knowledge that we become about alternative source of energy. And in this particular study, where we basically study in high solids anaerobic digestion, this is a study that is very environmentally friendly, and it's a good source of energy. So the Hinkley Center, like, it provides that, that support for us, to go ahead and continue making progress in our research.